Your kidneys are drowning in sugar right now, and they've been screaming for help in ways you've probably never noticed. Here's why this matters. Kidney disease is the 9th leading cause of death, and most people don't know they have it until they've already lost half their kidney function. Sugar is one of the biggest drivers, and almost nobody talks about it. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what happens to your kidneys when you quit sugar for 30 days, day by day, week by week, and why some of that damage might actually reverse. Let's start with something that's going to make you look at soda very differently. Your kidneys filter about 180 grams of glucose every single day. That's almost half a pound of sugar passing through these two little bean-shaped organs that are each about the size of your fist. They're working overtime every day, processing your dietary choices. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Not all sugar is created equal when it comes to kidney damage. Fructose, which is half of table sugar and the main component of high fructose corn syrup, is uniquely devastating to your kidneys, and the reason why is absolutely wild. When glucose enters your cells, there's a regulatory system, a feedback loop. Your body says, okay, we have enough, slow down. But when fructose enters your kidney cells, there's no off switch, none, zero. The enzyme that processes it, fructokinase, just goes full speed ahead with no brakes. This rapid, uncontrolled metabolism depletes your kidney cells of ATP, which is their energy currency. It's like your kidney cells are running a marathon they didn't train for, burning through all their energy reserves in minutes. And when ATP crashes, a waste product builds up, uric acid. Uric acid is the stuff that causes gout, but it also directly damages kidney tissue through inflammation and oxidative stress. Every time you drink a soda, your uric acid spikes within 90 to 120 minutes. Your kidneys are getting punched twice a day, 3 times a day, however many sugary drinks you're having. The research on this is genuinely scary. People who drink more than 2 sugary sodas daily have 86% higher rates of protein leaking into their urine. That's a major warning sign of kidney damage. Sugar-sweetened beverage consumption increases chronic kidney disease risk by 58%. And here's the wildest part. In animal studies, fructose-fed animals developed kidney damage and scarring, while glucose-fed animals, same calories, same everything else, showed 0 kidney injury. Fructose is specifically toxic to kidneys in a way that other sugars simply aren't. So what happens when you stop? Days 1 through 3. The healing begins. Within 24 to 48 hours of quitting sugar, your blood glucose starts stabilizing. This immediately reduces the filtering burden on your kidneys. See, when blood sugar is chronically high, your kidneys go into a state called hyperfiltration. They're basically working in overdrive, filtering way more blood than they should be, and this damages the delicate filtering structures over time. Hospital studies have shown that kidney filtration rate can normalize from dangerously high levels within just days once glucose is controlled. You're essentially taking your foot off the accelerator and letting your kidneys catch their breath. During these first few days, you might feel terrible. Headaches, fatigue, irritability. That's sugar withdrawal, and it's real. Your brain is throwing a tantrum because it's not getting its usual glucose spikes. But while you're feeling rough, your kidneys are already starting to relax. Days 4 through 7, the uric acid assault stops. Remember those uric acid spikes that happen every time you consume fructose? They stop. Your kidneys are no longer getting hammered with inflammatory waste products multiple times per day. Insulin sensitivity also starts improving during this first week. This matters for kidneys because high insulin causes sodium retention and activates systems that increase blood pressure. Your kidneys control blood pressure, and blood pressure damages kidneys. It's a vicious cycle, and you're starting to break it. By day 6 or 7, most people notice their cravings starting to fade. Your blood sugar isn't doing the roller coaster thing anymore, so you're not getting those desperate hunger signals that send you running to the vending machine. Week 2. Things get measurable. Days 8 through 14 are when the metabolic shifts become more significant. Glycated proteins, which are basically sugar molecules stuck to proteins in your blood, reflect your glucose levels over the previous 2 weeks. These start improving. The inflammatory pathways that fructose activates begin calming down. Research shows that reducing sugar intake can decrease inflammatory markers by 15 to 30% within 2 to 3 weeks. Your kidneys are literally less inflamed. But here's the change that might save your kidneys long term: blood pressure. A landmark study from UCSF found that reducing sugar from 28% to 10% of calories produced measurable blood pressure drops in just 9 days. 9 days. Insulin levels fell by 1/3. And since high blood pressure is the second leading cause of kidney failure, right behind diabetes, this rapid improvement is directly protecting your kidney function. Fructose raises blood pressure through multiple mechanisms. It reduces nitric oxide, which is the molecule that relaxes your blood vessels, by up to 30%. It activates the renin-angiotensin system, which constricts blood vessels. It increases sodium retention. When you quit sugar, all of these pathways start reversing simultaneously. Week 3, the inflammation really drops. Days 15 through 21 mark a significant milestone. By this point, uric acid levels typically show measurable decline. Research has documented uric acid reductions of 0.8 to 1.0 milligrams per deciliter at 30 days in people with elevated baseline levels. Why does this matter? Because elevated uric acid at 7 to 9 milligrams per deciliter creates almost double the risk of kidney disease. Levels at or above 9 create triple the risk. You're actively lowering one of the strongest predictors of kidney damage. The inflammation inside your kidneys is genuinely decreasing. The master inflammatory switch, something called NF-kappa B, is less activated. The inflammatory cytokines it triggers, things like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, are being produced in smaller quantities. Your kidneys are experiencing less cellular stress. Week 4, early kidney recovery. Days 22 through 30 represent the early recovery phase. A pivotal study called the Brimora trial reduced fructose intake from 60 grams to 12 grams daily in people with stage 2 to 3 kidney disease. At 6 weeks, they documented fasting insulin dropping by 27%, significant decreases in inflammation markers, creatinine clearance improving by 15%, and protein in the urine decreasing by 58%. 58% less protein leaking through damaged kidney filters from reducing fructose. Now, I need to be honest with you about something. Major changes in kidney function tests like eGFR typically take 3 to 6 months to become clearly measurable. But the underlying improvements are happening now. Think of it like a cut healing. The wound is closing from day 1, but you don't remove the bandage and see perfect skin until later. But here's the part that might genuinely surprise you. Kidney damage can actually reverse, not just slow down, not just stabilize, actually improve. A study following thousands of kidney disease patients found that 15% showed sustained improvement in kidney function over time. In primary care populations with mild kidney disease, 41% showed improved filtration rates. And in mouse studies, an 8-week dietary intervention completely reversed diabetic kidney disease. Completely. The researchers identified genes associated with kidney failure whose expression was reversed by diet changes. Now, what's reversible versus permanent depends on the type of damage. Functional changes like hyperfiltration, inflammation, and early protein leakage are highly reversible. Structural damage like scarring and nephron loss is less reversible but can be halted. The key is early intervention. Think of early kidney stress like a stretched rubber band. It can bounce back. Advanced damage is more like a permanent scar. You're not going to undo it, but you can stop making it worse. Let me also tell you about your liver, because there's a connection most people miss. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease affects about 30% of Americans. And among people with fatty liver, 20 to 55% also have chronic kidney disease. Why? Because your fatty, inflamed liver releases inflammatory molecules directly into your bloodstream, and those molecules damage your kidneys. Fructose is uniquely harmful to your liver because it's metabolized almost exclusively there, with no negative feedback. This triggers the liver to convert sugar directly into fat, causing fatty liver, which then damages kidneys through inflammatory signaling. The good news? Early fatty liver can reverse in 2 to 8 weeks with dietary changes. By healing your liver, you effectively turn off a major kidney-damaging pathway. It's a 2-for-1 deal. And we haven't even talked about kidney stones yet. Fructose increases kidney stone risk through multiple mechanisms. A study giving people 200 grams of fructose daily for just 2 weeks found that serum uric acid increased by 20%. Urinary pH dropped significantly, making urine more acidic. Urinary oxalate increased by 42%, and urinary magnesium, which protects against stones, decreased by 24%. When you quit sugar, urinary pH begins normalizing within days to weeks, and all those stone-forming risk factors progressively improve. The National Kidney Foundation specifically recommends limiting sugar-sweetened foods and drinks for stone prevention. So let's put this all together. Here's your 30-day kidney recovery timeline. Days 1 through 3, blood glucose stabilizing, hyperfiltration stress reducing, ATP depletion in kidney cells stopping. You might feel crummy, but your kidneys are already sighing with relief. Days 4 through 7, fructose-induced uric acid spikes cease, insulin sensitivity beginning to improve, cravings starting to fade by day 6 or 7. Days 8 through 14, glycated proteins trending down, inflammatory pathways calming, blood pressure likely improving, insulin levels potentially dropping by 1/3. Days 15 through 21, measurable uric acid reduction, kidney inflammation markers declining, endothelial function improving. Days 22 through 30, kidney workload normalized, metabolic improvements consolidated, early functional recovery visible in blood markers. At 30 days, you can realistically expect blood pressure reduction of 5 to 10 points, fasting glucose improvement, uric acid decrease of 0.5 to 1.0 milligrams per deciliter, reduced systemic inflammation, and improved energy stability. All of these changes directly reduce kidney stress. The best responders are people with early-stage kidney issues, hyperfiltration as the main problem, metabolic syndrome, or fatty liver. But even if you have more advanced issues, you can still benefit by halting further decline. Here's the bottom line. Sugar, especially fructose, damages your kidneys through mechanisms that are completely different from other foods. The ATP depletion, the uric acid production, the inflammation, the blood pressure effects. It's a multi-front assault that most people don't even realize is happening. But when you quit, your kidneys start recovering almost immediately. The filtration stress decreases within days. The inflammatory pathways calm within weeks. And research shows that 15% of people with kidney disease can actually improve their function, not just slow the decline. Your kidneys have been working overtime processing every soda, every sweetened coffee, every dessert. Maybe it's time to give them a break and see what happens. If this changed how you think about sugar and kidney health, hit that subscribe button. I drop videos every week breaking down the science of what actually happens inside your body. No hype, just what the research shows. I'll see you in the next one.